and welcome to the What the Fork Monarchs preview show. Myself, Graham Munsey, joined by Dave Harley, as we look ahead to, well, it's going to be the same every week now, Dave. It would have been the same last week, the week before. It's the biggest weekend of the season, isn't it? This time it's playoff semi-final time. Your league top in Leicester Lions. I'll put my teeth in for that one. At Armadale on Friday night. And Dave, Monarchs done the hard work last weekend against Redcar, put themselves there. More of the same required.
Yeah, as you say, it's big meeting after big meeting, and we showed how crucial it was to get that big home match. You know, it's a big home match, big home win. Sorry, against Redcar last week. You know, we're 2-leg matches. There's no tactical substitution now. You can't afford to drop points every one of the 30 heats matters. And if you want to be in that final, it's we need to rack up a big win on Friday night and give us the confidence to go to Leicester and repeat last week's great performance in the two matches and get us into that final.
Yeah, that's it. So we'll hear from both camps. We'll hear from Monarchs captain Sam Masters and Leicester's mid-season acquisition, Max Clegg. And Dave, I don't know what we're going to talk about here. You know, both teams line up with a programme 1 to 7 as we record this, I should say, on Tuesday. Of course, Leicester ride at Poole. Probably that'll be on by the time this goes up. With a few riders and dub one up capacities and what have you. But as it stands, 2 full 1 to 7s. And you know, we touched on it already. Leicester, it's a reason they finished top of the league, Dave. You know, of course, they came to Armadale earlier in the season and won convincingly. It's a strong team throughout, and it's a team with a lot of Armadale pedigree and experience in it. You know, that top three, Morris, Worrell and Howarth, all love Armadale. Max Clegg, league winning Monarch. You know, even down the line to Joe Thompson, the lowest average rider, probably his best away track in the country's Armadale when you look at his scores there. So it's a big task for the Monarchs, but one that we know exactly what's required, and you know, the boys know they need to stick to that task.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, Leicester, they're a good team. They're not the reason why they were top of the league, as you say. But we've got to look at what we've got. We've had Paco won his Italian Championship at the weekend. Lassie keeps taking the steps forward. Really good points at Redcar on Saturday, and then Jacob picking in with that massive 5-1 as well. You know, we could talk all day long about the Lions, but if we perform at the level the guys are capable of, we are capable. We are more than capable of getting through, but we've got to all be at our best. We can't have 2 or 3 not quite there. And you know, we saw it last Friday when the incidents happened. Riders, you know, unfortunately we lost a rider last Friday. I know Kai's. I say I mean the meeting lost to which had a big factor. And Kai, hopefully he was obviously good enough for Saturday night, but a week off, so he should be going. Sam and Josh racing right against each other on Thursday night, which is a big deal. But they're all thick and fast, lots of meetings. Leicester haven't quite had as many meetings, so they're maybe a wee bit rusty. They only beat Poole 46-44 last week, so the opportunity's there. The team just needs to grab it at both acts.
Yep, and one man that would agree with that wholeheartedly, Dave, is Monarchs number 1 and team captain Sam Masters. I caught up with him in the pits at Redcar after we got through last Saturday. So Sam, it was pretty eventful, but we had the lead and we held on to it, and it's semi-finals time.
It was good that we had that lead after last night, and I think that's probably where we won overall. Though, you know, it's hard getting beat by 18 points, but they got beat by 18 points yesterday, so they maybe their heads were down a little bit, and we sort of hit the ground running. But they pushed us. The first couple of heats was a little bit on the score chart, but it was a little bit close for my liking. But you know, we got the job done in the end, and we finished with a 5-1, which was nice. Yeah,
did that sort of make it a bit more relaxed, the pits, knowing that 18-point start? So yes, Redcar started well, but it wasn't like they tied it on aggregate. We always had that cushion, and we knew later on in the meeting, you know, Josh gets knocked off, comes off, don't know what way you want to look at it early. Maybe a decision goes against us with Lassie, but we always had that cushion, and we know the big heats, you and Josh are going to step up.
Yeah, we obviously the big heats they're the hardest ones to win, because every 1 and 5 in the league's hard to beat, you know, and if you get a 5-1 against you, it's not a surprise. So it does make it hard when you've got 13 and 15 and you're dependent on them races. The pressure is pretty high, but the boys dug deep and everyone chipped in over the 2 legs, which was cool. And I think we've shown today that we'll be a hard team to beat over 2 legs.
And Leicester next, that's next weekend, next Friday, Saturday. Obviously they won at Armadale, but we took a point at Leicester. Obviously you were missing that one, so it's a place that holds no fears for the Monarchs. They always seem to go well there, so if everyone rides like they can, bring it on.
Whatever happened in the league don't mean really anything now. So I think I wasn't at Leicester, and as well Leicester were there at our place quite early, and a lot of our boys hadn't even had many laps around Armadale, so it'll be a different story now over the 2 legs. And I think Edinburgh pushed them pretty hard at Leicester anyway, so we'll be going for that.
And then of course, for you guys, it's a chance for more meetings. The club, we don't know what's happening. John Campbell was pretty forthright in his interview on Friday. So does that just add a wee bit extra to you guys, knowing that every time you throw on that Monarchs race bib, who knows when the next time is? Yeah,
it's a little scary not knowing the future of the club, but we're going to focus on this year. And if it did close down, we go out with a bang. But we don't want it to close down. I think the club are going to do put their whole effort into like moving on and getting another club or getting another track or whatever they need to do, and we'll focus on our racing.
And then first time I had a chance to speak to you since the championship rider, so firstly well done for that. Just how nice did that feel?
Yeah, that was awesome. That was I've had a pretty good year up until the injuries, and then I got injured, and then to win that, especially after a big smash in the first race with Dougie, it was nice to get up and win something. It would have been sad to leave this season without any trophies after. I felt like I had one of my best seasons ever, and I'm stoked with the way this season's gone, and to win that's cool. But now I've got to focus on winning some trophies with Wolverhampton or Edinburgh, and it'd been awesome to finish it like that.
And probably getting fed up getting asked about it, but once your legs over the bike, the injuries go out your mind, and you know you've got to go out and do what you want to do.
Not that used to, but now you think a bit more. I think now I'm a bit older, and it is hard to chase, to be honest, when I'm behind. So easy if I can make starts.
Cold weather won't be helping that, starting in October.
Oh yeah, the old injuries come back as well then.
Yep, Sam Masters there, Dave. He's led by example all year, hasn't he? We don't have many words to say. We got accused a little bit early in the season of forgetting about Sam, as Josh was getting plaudits and Kai was getting plaudits and everything else, but Sam, he's the number one in the league for a reason. He's got that Championship Riders individual trophy to prove that as well this year, and he'll be the man lead from the front. I mean, it was 20. Depends whose programme you read, actually. I meant to check the official scorecard. I had him as 13 at Redcar. I noticed some other places had him as 12 plus 1. So it was either way, it was paid for 28 points between the 2 matches last week from 10 races. It's only getting beat twice, and that was in Heat 1 and Heat 13 at Redcar. He puts another weekend like that on, and it's some platform to build on for the rest of the boys.
Yeah, we know he's capable of it. He's done it probably all bar 2 meetings all season. He's been absolutely phenomenal for us this season, and it's great to see him getting up those big scores again after a couple of nasty knocks, and leading by example. He's desperate to win trophies for the Monarchs. He wants to get more silverware behind us, and as you say, hopefully he can get up there 28, 29, 30 points for both matches, but it'll be tough against Nick and Richie in both matches, but he is capable of it, and he's gone to Leicester and scored matches before. Yeah,
definitely. And of course, we know, we touched on it already, Josh, he's been the main back end. As you mentioned there, Kai, just solid scoring as the season went on. Lassie, probably the season's going to end too soon for him, the way he's scoring. And unlucky, he got paid 8 away to Redcar last week, and it should have been more. It was absolutely abysmal decision to disqualify him in the first run in a Heat 10, Heat 11, sorry, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A pretty clear case all for back in that one, as the BSN cameras prove. But there's the capabilities there. Just got to go out and do the job. And I guess if you're Stuart Dixon and you're on the other side of the pits, you're saying the same. As we record this, they're still in the KO Cup semi-final. Yes, Poole will be very heavy favourites to progress that now. They've got a Jubilee League final still to come, and they finish top of the tree in the regular season. But they know that means nothing comes Friday night. Whatever your finishing position was at 7:30 on Friday night, the score's 0-0, and they've got a job to do. It's a job they are confident of doing, as the their reserve and former league winning Monarch Max Clegg told me when I caught up with him earlier. So joined by Leicester Lions reserve Max Clegg. Max, thanks very much for joining us, and another big week ahead in Leicester's season. A track you know well in Armadale, and obviously Leicester finished top of the league. That meant they got the choice. Stuart Dixon decided Edinburgh was the team to face, and now it's up to his boys to do their job.
Yeah, definitely. It's a big weekend. For both teams, I guess. I'm confident, really confident actually. We can get the result what we want. But it's speedway, anything can happen. But we're all seem to be in good form at the moment. So we have 2 legs in it, so it's anything can happen.
Well, that's it. You mentioned that there. Obviously, as I said, Leicester finished top, but I guess that counts for nothing. Come 7:30 on Friday, everyone starts at 0-0. Leicester did win it at Armadale earlier in the season. I think that was before you joined. I think that was kind of prior to that. Might still been Anders that was in the team then. But you look at that Leicester team. Nick Morris, Kyle Howarth, and Richie Worrell as good a heat leader trio in the league, and all love Armadale. Yourself, you look at stats. It's probably Joe Thompson's best away track in the league, actually. I think when you look at kind of what he scores. So there's a reason Leicester finished top, and you're just looking to keep that going.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously I've not been in Leicester's team, all season. I've only done a couple of meetings from, but they're such a strong team. Obviously I raced against Leicester when I was in Newcastle, home and away. And, they're such a tough team to come up against. They've got, like you say, they've got some, real top riders. So, like I say, I'm confident we can get the job done. Just got to try and keep it as close as possible on Friday night. If not, take a nice lead into Saturday. But if we can keep it fairly close Friday, I think it gives us a good advantage for Saturday.
Yeah, but Leicester, of course, still going for the treble. I mean, in any of the chats with Stuart Dixon, I think everyone likes winning cups, but the league's the bread and butter. So as he reiterated that yes, obviously you want to win every match, and there's a KO Cup and a Jubilee League still to be won, but the Championship, that's the one everyone wants come the season's end.
It is, and it's the most important part of the season. Like you say, people finish top, whatever league, but obviously it comes down to the last couple of meetings, doesn't it? What really count. So it's always nice to win trophies and stuff. But like I say, anything can happen. And obviously the teams who anybody's raced against, they're all in it for a reason, because they've been that good all season. So I don't think any meeting now, up until the end of the season is going to be easier. Not going to be a challenge, but like I say, I think with the team we've got, I shouldn't see no reason, why we can't pick up a couple of trophies.
Yeah. And then from your own point of view, obviously it's no one likes to see the demise of any club. Newcastle folded earlier in the season. You found yourself at Leicester. Just how much more fun was it being in this chase? Playoffs, cup semi-finals, cup finals, rather than I guess the last couple of years being in a struggling team that's maybe only been looking just to avoid defeat.
Yeah, it's nice. Obviously, when Newcastle shut down, I was good. I've had some good years there. Obviously, when Leicester, got in touch with me, it was an opportunity what I couldn't turn down. So, I've been really enjoying my time there. Like I said, I've not done too many meetings for them, but it's a great club to be a part of, and with the team we've got, it's bringing me on as a rider as well. So, it's like I said, I've been enjoying my time and there, and I've been enjoying my racing again.
Yep, and then I guess we touched on it. What it's all about this time of the season. You've won leagues at Championship level, at National League level, been involved in the playoffs and in a Elite League level. So, I guess from an age point of view, there'll be guys in the team that've got more experience than you. When it comes time to the crunch, you'll be there to help and settle some of the younger boys down as well.
Yeah, I hope so. Obviously I've been with Edinburgh when we've won trophies and titles and stuff. So I know what it's all about. I've not been in this part of the season for a couple of years now, but I've still been in it, and I'm really looking forward to it. Actually, we've not been in it for so long. you know, it's a massive part of the season, isn't it? And you know, it's like it's what everybody wants to win. So you know, it's everybody seems to you know, kick it up a gear. So yeah, it'll be interesting, and you know, on Friday.
Max Clegg there, Dave, of course, a former title winning Monarch, and actually, when I had a look at his bio, he was an absolute magnet for trophies and success earlier in his career. You know, Cradley in the National League or the Conference Leagues it might have been at the time, the Monarchs, and of course Wolverhampton. So I think by 6 years ago, by the time he was 19, he had a league winners medal from all three. It's dried up a little bit on the team front the last couple of years at Newcastle, but as you heard there, trophies are nice. The league's what it's all about, and that's what's been drummed into Leicester. So they'll be gunning for it right from the start on Friday.
Yeah, we talk about them finishing top of the table, but that counts for nothing these days. And I mean, we know what Stuart Dixon's like in terms of his determination and his tactical nous, and he'll be at his 7 guys all the way. He'll probably, as we're recording this just now, he'll be messaging one of our friends and stuff then to try and get the best out of them. Max was fantastic some weeks at Armadale. You know, I mean, we know initially away from home he wasn't always the best, but at Armadale, I mean, I think there was one season where the race of the season he was featured in more than half of them. You know, coming from the back, scoring a lot of good points, and he's had enough meetings now at Leicester to get up to speed there. So they will be dangerous down at reserve. But as we said earlier, you know, Jacob and James, you know, they've got that job to do to get the better of the opposite number, which is what you're asking our guys to do. It's a big ask for some of them, but
but that's it, isn't it? You know, a two-legged cup tie, as you said, no tacticals, only reserve switch. So I guess for me, if I was sort of the team boss, the two things you're drumming is just what you've said there. One of beat your opposite number. You know, if you get to the end of the night and you've scored more than your opposite number and no last places, you know, heat wins are great, but we've touched on it many a time. You know, you didn't get an advantage if you win a heat if your partner's at the back. So it's all about no last places. That's what keeps aggregate score ticking over. But as you say, 2 huge matches, League Cup semi-final. We're getting to that stage of the year. It'll be a bit chillier. The floodlights will be on. It'll be dark. You know, the atmosphere always ratchets up. I, for one, can't wait. And just to whet your appetite a little bit more, Dave, we'll now delve into Mike Hunter's archives. We'll go blast from the past. And it's a spring evening this time. We're going back to April 2011 for this one. We'll see that now.
The opening race then of Leicester's first ever visit here. Matthew Weathers on gate 1, Aussie John Oliver in gate 2, Kevin Walbert gate 3, and the first Russian to ride here, Sergei Darkin, is in gate 4, and he's made a cracking start as well, and so's John Oliver. Monarchs opening pair caught napping there. Matthew Weathers has gone inside John Oliver and Walbert round the outside, but what a tremendous opening lap by the Russian. Very experienced rider, of course, but he's never been here. And Matthew Weathers, I think, has caught him now as Sergei went in too tight on that bend and swung across the corner. Now Kevin Walbert will be looking to get a similar run, and Darkin's really done the same again, and that's allowed Walbert to come alongside him too and come through. Well, it made the opening race interesting, but Sergei just learning about the track. Sure he will learn, he's a very experienced rider. So they had to do it the hard way, but they did it nevertheless and took 5 in the opening race, the 2 W's. Interesting.
Well, Dave, more action like that on Friday is what we're after, and of course don't even hide the bias here. A nice big 18-point again would be a lovely victory for the blue and gold to give them a platform to take into Saturday. Tickets are available now. edinburghmonarchs.co.uk/tickets, or buy tickets, which will be on the front page. Click on, get your link. There was a nice big crowd there for the red car match. I expect to see him again on Friday, and that's what we want to see. You know, we try and avoid it here, Dave, but we don't know what the future holds. John Campbell was very forthright in his interview, startlingly so, I would say, in his interview on Friday night, and just laying out where we are. So, you know, every Friday now could be your last chance to cheer on these 1-7 and this iteration of the Monarchs. So you don't want to miss out on that. Get yourself along. We'll be there. I know we'll be there, Dave, back with the Friday Focus. One man who is looking forward to that is a long-term supporter called Chris White. He messaged me during the week, Dave, to ask where we'd been the last couple of weeks. So You've got a fan there at least. He was missing you. So he'll be there. We'll be there. We hope you're there too. And until we're back with the Friday Focus, as always, thanks for watching and goodbye.